Hello, welcome. Today was supposed to be a Q&A for DV litigation that was going to be translated, a Q&A that was going to be translated in Farsi. My Farsi translator is not available at the moment, so I'm sorry to disappoint the audience, but this is just going to be in English, unless we can find him or a replacement in the next few minutes. So let me just give an overview of what's going on in DV litigation, and then I'll do question and answers, and unfortunately just in English. My apologies. So DV 2020 litigation, first of all, okay? Judge Mehta, as you all know, issued an order that reserved 9,095 visas that would be issued after summary judgment. We got summary judgment, and so if you are a Gomez class member, you don't have to be a plaintiff for DV 2020. If you are a Gomez class member, and all that means you're automatically a Gomez class member if you weren't issued a visa in 2020 and you were a 2020 selectee, then Judge Mehta has ordered the government to issue 9,000 of those visas by the end of September. Unfortunately, the government has also appealed that order, and they have filed and successfully got a 30-day stay of the implementation of that order. And then this week, they asked to expedite the appeal. And we responded to that to add a nuance about how urgent it is for some of our plaintiffs that are Afghanistan, fleeing the Taliban, or Ukrainian, fleeing war. So we're waiting on a decision for DV 2020 from the circuit court on what the briefing schedule is for the appeal. And then we're waiting on we'll wait on a decision from Judge Mehta on whether or not he's going to extend the stay. We will know a lot more for DV 2020 on whether or not those visas are going to be issued this year in the next 30 days. Okay. Let's switch to DV 2021. So as you know, DV 2021 was different than DV 2020 because there was not a class that was certified. So the only people that can benefit from court orders are plaintiffs in Good Luck or Go, and we represent the Good Luck plaintiffs, or DV 2021 selectees who were assigned to interview locations protected by the Ray order. The Ray order, Ray v. Biden, you can find information about that on our website, RAI v. Biden, protected DV's 2021 selectees who were assigned to embassies in the Schengen area, China, South Africa, and Brazil, okay? So anyway, if you were not a Good Luck plaintiff and you were not assigned to one of those embassies, then your DV 2021 journey is over. So when I'm doing the Q&A today and I'm talking to DV 2021 selectees, I'm talking to Good Luck plaintiffs because those are the ones, are those benefiting from the Ray order. That's who has a viable path forward, okay? So Good Luck. The government didn't file a stay of the Good Luck order. There's no stay. So we are proceeding to summary judgment, and then after we get summary judgment, the judge will say when the visas will be issued. I would not expect that before April. The briefing is done, but the government made a lot of crazy arguments, and it's going to take the judge time to get through them and issue an order that's a strong order. So be realistic. Do not expect Good Luck visas to be issued before summer. And we do not expect to know when they will be issued until we get summary judgment. We won't know that until probably April, maybe after. Okay, so let's switch to DV 2022. We filed 2 group cases for DV 2022 so far. One for Iraqis, Hammond versus Blinken. We dismissed that case because the government did what we asked them to do. We said it's not fair that you will not let DVs assigned to Baghdad to reassign their interview locations. And the State Department said, oh, okay. And they actually changed their policy, reassigned all of our Hyman plaintiffs to other embassies, and also changed the policy for Afghans and allowed Afghans to be reassigned to other embassies. Although I think they were doing that anyway, but now it's official. That's the policy for Baghdad and Kabul. They will let you reassign your embassy if you email KCC. Now, here is where the Biden administration really reveals themselves as monsters. I said monsters if you're listening, KCC. If you are an Afghan or an Iraqi DV 2022 selectee, and you are assigned to Kabul or Baghdad, and you do not interview them, you do not email KCC to change your interview location, guess what will happen? You will not be scheduled for an interview, and your journey will end on September 30th. Basically, they are setting you up to fail, and the only way you can beat them is if you happen upon their notice on their website, because they're not going to tell you, or you're listening to this video and you're following my instruction. If you go to their website, type in Visa News, there's a link that shows you how to do this reassignment. And it's very important for Afghans who are listening, and Iraqis, I guess, too. So, okay, let's skip on. I also filed a lawsuit. We also filed a lawsuit called Tesife for Sudanese and Ethiopian for the same problem. And we're hopeful that we're going to get the same solution, but it hasn't happened yet. Okay, so big group case. We're going to announce that on March 31st. If you sign up on this website, there's an interest list. And if you sign up for the interest list, we will know that you're interested, and we will be sure to email you to let you know when we are onboarding this case. I expect to announce the case on March 31st. We will onboard new plaintiffs in April, and then we will file this lawsuit probably in early May. Many of you are wondering why not sooner. Okay. We learned in 2020 with a case called Wynn, and in 2021 with cases called Annunciado and Jacob, that filing a lawsuit earlier is not necessarily better, because you cannot get preliminary injunctive relief if the government still has plenty of time to issue the visas. And right now, they still have plenty of time, 5 or 6 months. So we're excited about that group case. We don't know a lot of details yet for sure on the terms. As you know, for the Good Luck case in DV 2021, and we were able to defer payments for countries where it's impossible to transfer money out, or we did for Africa, we deferred payments because of people, the economy just didn't support making payments, right? So we are hopeful that we're going to be able to do that for this case, but the decision has not been made yet on which countries, and we'll be making that decision before we announce the case on March 31st. So the only other thing I want to talk about as far as DV 2022 selectees is if you are a current DV 2022 selectee, one option you have is an individual mandamus lawsuit. We charge $5,000 for those, and we have reason to believe that they're going to be successful. Our mandamus lawsuits are normally successful with other visa categories, and it's kind of new territory for us to file them for DVs. We just filed 3 last year. But this year we've already filed 3 and have a positive indication on 1. So if you have the financial means, I realize that's expensive, $5,000 for an individual mandamus lawsuit, and your case number is current, contact me directly. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and go to the questions now. Again, I'm apologizing. We still don't have a Farsi speaker. Time zone is different in the US. It's nighttime, so I think maybe somebody fell asleep. We'll find out tomorrow, probably. Moran says, hello, everybody. Hello, Moran. Why not start DV 2020 in April? It doesn't start. What will be happening? Well, the reason why it's not starting is because the government appealed the order to the Circuit Court of Appeals, and the judge gave them a stay to find out how long that appeal is taking. So that's why it hasn't started. And we are It's possible it could resume in April, but we will know a lot more in 30 days. Hi, Arach. From April to September, are you sure there will be issued 9,095 visas? No, because we don't know what's going to happen with the stay, and we don't know what's going to happen with the appeal. We will know a little bit more within 30 days, and we could give a better answer on that then. We heard about this 3 years. I don't know what that question is. Gomez class members from Nairobi. Hello, Gomez class member from Nairobi. You're welcome. Please save DV 2020. We did. Now let's beat the Biden administration in their appeal. Thank you, Game Syndicate. Go DV 2021. I hope you are a good luck plaintiff. Ruka, what about good luck plaintiffs in Albania? Hi, Ruka. Good luck plaintiffs, no matter what country they are located in, have to wait until we win on summary judgment. When we win on summary judgment, which I hope will be by April, we will know from that order how much time the government has to issue the reserved visas. If we don't win on summary judgment, there won't be any issuances. So let's hope we win on summary judgment. And also let's hope we win the appeal that's pending on the order that reserved the visas in the first place, because we're fighting that simultaneously right now. I would not, so you can plan your life better. Good luck visas are not going to be issued before summer. We know that. Okay. When do you expect final verdict for good luck lawsuit, sir? I don't have an expectation. I have a hope. I have a hope that we get that order in April. However, although it will be the final order, technically there's an appeal pending, and that order could also be appealed. So it may not be a final situation, okay? It could just be we've got through another round and we're getting closer and closer, and it's light at the end of the tunnel. So we expect the order on summary judgment when the judge gets it done, but we're hopeful it comes by April. Is 30% would have a chance to increase? Yes. What this question is getting at is for good luck plaintiffs, Judge Mehta only reserved 6,914 visas, which was a third of the number of plaintiffs. And she's saying, could it possibly increase? And I am optimistic that that will happen. Banan on our team made some very compelling arguments that the number of reserved visas should be increased for separate reasons, actually, for more than one reason. And the government's attempt to rebut her arguments failed miserably. They misunderstood what they were doing, and it's like if they had turned it in as a homework assignment, they would have got an F, okay? So I'm optimistic that Judge Mehta will find our arguments compelling and hopefully increase the number of reserved visas in good luck. But I also want you to know there may be a little bit better chance than 30% anyway, because many good luck plaintiffs will be able to get some of those visas reserved in the Ray lawsuit, okay? So they won't need a good luck visa because they got visas in Ray, okay? And then also some other good luck plaintiffs are moving on with their lives. Some have sought asylum in the U.S. Some have decided to move to other countries. Some have decided to forget at this. So your odds might be better than you think. Hi, Zara. I don't know where Farshad is, and I'm going to tease him. I think he's asleep. Kakbar says, hello. Confirm my respect for your team. I'm DV 2021 plaintiff, presumably good luck. When will we know the final answer? Well, the final answer, that's a hard question because we will get final, we hope to get an order on the summary judgment by April, but Judge Mehta is one of the busiest federal judges on the bench. He's having to deal with these clowns that tried to overthrow our government. He's doing those trials. So he's a very busy judge. So I don't want the quickest order from him. I want the best order. Okay, so I want him. So let's not rush him. Could the three embassies, Ankara, Yerevan, and Abu Dhabi, just ignore Iranians when Judge Mehta issues a final order is out? I want to say no, but the State Department has proven over and over and over that they like to push the limits of the law. I don't expect that they will. I will say that Abu Dhabi and Ankara have backlogs that are bigger than any backlogs they've ever had before. So I'm a little worried about their ability to do high volume interviews at the last minute when they have so many other people knocking on their door and waiting for interviews. There was a declaration that came out in the Ray lawsuit that said that the embassy in Abu Dhabi will take 5 years before they will catch up with their backlog. That's how big their DQ immigrant visa backlog is for family preference categories. What about Build Back Better immigration bill, especially non-plaintiffs? Ashton, I was hopeful for that. In fact, for those of you that have been following a while, you would know that our law firm is the one that was paying to lobby for the reservation of DVs in the Build Back Better bill. A little bit more than a month ago, I guess, more than a month ago, when the decision was made by the Democrats to, and I'm a Democrat, but I didn't make this decision, to cut off the infrastructure bill from the Build Back Better bill and pass it without all the social programs and the immigration reform. That was the end. And that's when I lost hope. I was like, oh no, why did they do that? Okay, because Republicans have no incentive to help people. They need the infrastructure bill because bridges and roads, we need those. But they are going to fight anything else. So Congress is just, I've lost hope in Congress. And I realize that has very difficult consequences for your specific situation. And I'm sorry for that. I feel like the United States government has done you wrong and let you down. And I just hope that you realize that it isn't all Americans that have done this. It's just some bureaucrats that don't care about their job. So I don't have any faith in Build Back Better anymore, or Congress coming to that solution, coming to the rescue. Sorry. How do you think when can issue 2020 DV 9,095 visas? We've got this question before. Before, the government said that they would begin processing them on April 18th, but now there's a 30-day stay. That could be May 18th. But see, that stay could get extended. So we don't know if they will be issued before the end of the year, before September 30th or not right now. If they're not, and then we win the appeal, then the judge will be able to give more time to get those issued. The reserve visas will be issued if we win the appeal for sure. So I don't know the answer to that question. I'm hoping that we'll have a better feel for it in 30 days, 3 weeks, 30 days. Tell us about Project Voyager is related to the question about Build Back Better bill. I do not have faith in Congress to solve this problem anymore. However, if you are one of our Project Voyager clients from DV 2020 that hired us in December 2020, we will assist you with getting interviews using all the means that we have. And we will be here to support you if there are problems. We have paralegals on staff that are already assigned to you. There's just nothing that they can do until processing resumes. T-Lux says, as a good luck plaintiff, if we have marriage and children after the lawsuit's filed, can the visa for newborn children or married wife, whether they will be adjusted with us? T-Lux, thank you for this great question. Now, I have difficult news. No, new family members, spouses, or children are not good luck plaintiffs. So they cannot get good luck visas from the wording in the order did not reserve visas for them. Now, that does not mean that you can't have a life together in the USA. It just means that you're going to have a longer path. What do I mean by that? The DV selectee can still be issued a visa. However, super important, must unlock DS-260 before the interview and add the new spouse or child, family member. Okay? If you don't, it's fraud. If you don't, and you're issued the visa, and you come to the USA and you say, oh, I want to petition my spouse or child, the US government's going to say, you have a spouse or child. That's not going to be good for you. Okay? That could have negative consequences to your situation. So, very important, when processing resumes, ask to unlock your DS-260 and add your spouse or children that have been born since you last submitted your DS-260. Or, I mean, that you married or child was born, okay? Second step, get your DV. Third step, go to the US. I realize you're going to the US without your spouse or child, and I realize that's difficult. You don't have to stay in the US for a week. You don't have to stay for an hour. You could stay at the airport after you get through the entry, turn around, get back on another plane and leave. But once your feet land on US soil and you are admitted for entry, you are a lawful permanent resident, and then you have the right to petition your spouse or children, okay? So that's what we want you to do. We want you to enter the US, and then you have the right to petition your spouse or children. With current backlogs, you're looking at a 2-year to 3-year wait before they can live in the US with you and you can live happily as a family. And there will be a quirk where we need you to come back into the US so that you don't abandon your green card. But we can work all that out then. And many people have done this route, okay? It is a way for families to be together in the US. It's just a longer route. Are you recommending for DV 2021 to participate in an individual case? Is it possible and effective? No, I'm not recommending that at all. If you are a DV 2021 selectee and you did not file a lawsuit before September 30th, either participating in Good Luck, Go, or Ray, your DV 2021 journey is over, okay? Unless you can benefit from the Ray lawsuit because you were assigned to one of those visas, those locations. DV 2022 selectees, please listen up, okay? Because this question she's asking is very important. The law in the US says that if you want to retain an immigration benefit, you can't wait till the next, for a diversity visa, you can't wait till after the fiscal year to file your lawsuit. To have a right to retain that benefit, you have to file your lawsuit before the end of the fiscal year. So that's why Good Luck plaintiffs can still get a visa, because their lawsuit was filed before the end of the fiscal year. And that's why you can file a lawsuit now, not with us, because it would be exploiting you and taking your money because it would fail. We don't exploit people. Okay, when will the earliest and the latest date of action of the Good Luck case? Rumors range from September 2022 to September 2024. I would say there's no way to estimate either of those as verified as valid. People that are trying to guess this need to realize that judges have discretion to do what judges want to do, okay? And I'm not in the mind of our judge. We have to wait and see. But just like to be reasonable, Good Luck visas are not going to be issued before summer. We know that. DV 2021 lottery winner, but I've lost hope. I don't think I will get a visa. Well, you have not told me if you are a Good Luck plaintiff or if you are, or what your embassy's at, so I can't tell you whether or not that's appropriate or not. Any hopes to get USA, who is winner of on 2020? Kamal, if you were not issued a visa in 2020 and you were a 2020 selectee, you are automatically a Gomez class member and you have a chance at one of the 9,095 visas. it would be premature to give up hope until the 9,095 visas are issued. Savak asks, 2020 DV winner. Right now, I'm in the U.S. on an E2 visa. Is it possible to adjust status after April if government starts to issue visas? Great question, Savak. We do not know the answer yet. I've asked the government maybe 10 times. The last time that I asked them, they said that the Department of Homeland Security and State Department were still talking to each other about that. But honestly, I think they were lying. I think that I don't even think they're considering it. So I'm not optimistic that reserved visas will be able to be used by people trying to adjust status. They should be. It would be convenient. And it would also be wonderful because USCIS is such a more efficient and professionally run agency than the State Department. But I'm not optimistic for that. So please remain flexible with the ability to travel back to your home country or any country with a U.S. embassy for an interview once interviews for DV 2020 resume. Amir says, Curtis, please do something for those DV 2021s who are located in the U.S. right now. Same question as before. I don't know what you want me to do. There's a stay of the order, and there's nothing for me to do about this right now. Is there any chance to good luck plaintiffs to clear their cases before the end of 2022? Yes, there's a chance. Much of that depends on what happens, what judges decide to do. Okay. Hussein, you have a question there that I think is in Arabic. I want to apologize again that we don't have a Farsi translator. Okay, is it possible for DV 2021 to change the embassy now, according to the backlogs you mentioned about? No, not right now, because you don't have access to your applications, and the government's not going to give you access because, as far as they're concerned, they think they're going to win. They are that delusional. The State Department thinks that there's 6,914 visas reserved by a judge, and they think they could erase those or something by going to the circuit court. I'm confident that they will lose, but they are delusional. They are not going to let you adjust your application as a good luck plaintiff. And not right now. You have to wait till processing resumes. Due to the last appeals from government, do you expect any Gomez visas will be issued for the end of 2022? I am hopeful for that. Depends on what happens with the stay, and we'll know a lot more in about a month. Please help. DV 2021, we are so frustrated. Okay, if you are DV 2021 selecting, you don't tell me whether or not you're a plaintiff and good luck, I can't give you good guidance. I also need to know what embassy you're assigned to. Samain asked, last time you went live, you mentioned that good luck cases should neither get married nor give birth to children due to post complications. My questions regarding this are as follows. Okay, I realize that I don't think I said it that way, or if I did, I did not mean that. Okay, so what I'm saying is there will be complications. I'm not saying don't do it. If you're in love, get married. If you're pregnant, have a baby. It just means that the immigration paths for your family to be together are going to be a little bit longer than the immigration paths for other DVs. Is the condition still standing if one gets married? I've talked about this in the earlier question, and so refer back to that. Let me know about 2021 DV winners, any chance. Let me know what embassy you're at and whether or not you're a good luck plaintiff. What's new in U.S. Embassy, Addis Ababa? The situation in the city is very calm, but no progress. I'm in good luck 2021. Well, Abraham, for what we are seeing with DV 2022 is they have not set a single DV 2022 selectee for interview. However, they have done two things. They have updated their website to say that they are issuing visas for DVs. They're not, but they have updated their website. I think that's happened in the last 2 days. That says that they are doing it, even though they haven't started. Second thing, our Tesafe lawsuit, which was brought by Ethiopian and Sudanese plaintiffs, interesting development a couple of days ago. The government attorney emailed me to say, I think we're going to be able to solve this case. We're going to be able to amicably resolve it. And what he then went on to tell me is he said, these embassies are both processing DVs, talking about Khartoum and Addis Ababa. Well, Addis Ababa is not doing that, but that the government attorney tells me that they're doing it and that the State Department website says that they're doing it suggests that they might start issuing visas. But if not, we have another lawsuit coming at the end of the month. We will announce that. If you're on our interest list, you'll find out about it. But you don't care because you're good luck 2021. But it's important to look at what's happening to others because it does impact you, right? So this is actually good for you that the good luck visas are not being issued right now, because if they were, they wouldn't be issued to you because you're assigned to an embassy that's not issuing visas. Okay. So that's what's interesting. Some of you are in a hurry to say, oh, please get to final judgment. If you're assigned to an embassy that's not open, it's not in your best interest to have final judgment today. Okay. It's in your interest to wait till after this COVID thing, until embassies are restaffed, etc. Okay. Well, the one whom got married had visa problems. Yeah, they won't have no. Wait. You will not have a problem getting a visa because you got married unless you fail to disclose your spouse, because that's fraud. You have to unlock your DS-260 and add your spouse or new child. Even if they are not immigrating with you, you have to do that. Oh no, I've lost where I am. Destin 2022. Thank you for answering questions, Hussein. That's what someone else is saying too. Gang Syndicate, email me about this. I would like to talk to you about it. Curtis at moresignorina.com. Here, I'll type the comment. Type my email in the comment for Gang Syndicate. Okay. Hussein has given an answer that I want to qualify a little bit. He says, unfortunately, the reserve visas in DV 2021 were only for named plaintiffs. That's not completely accurate. The Ray order reserved visas for DV selectees that were assigned to 26, 27 different embassies. So if you had chosen one of those embassies, you can also still benefit from the Ray order. 966 visas are available there, but that's you had to have been waiting on a visa from one of those embassies, meaning that that's the embassy you selected on the DS-260. Wow. It's always good to put your entire question in a comment if you can. Samain, the only way I answered this before. The only way you'll face green card complications in the future is if you do not disclose to the State Department your marital status accurately, or who your children are. You have the State Department and the Department of Homeland Security are extremely unforgiving of misrepresentation. Okay, when you go into the consulate to talk to a consular officer, it's like going in to talk to a priest or a rabbi or a cleric. You have to. It's like you're talking to God. You have to tell them the truth. Okay. Fahim says, Mr. Morrison, I participated in DV 2021 with you. Anything new? Yes, as I've been talking about so far, DV 2021. Good luck, plaintiffs. We are marching on to summary judgment, and we are fighting the appeal, and good luck visas will not be issued before summer. My case has not yet been made current. If I get a visitor visa and enter the U.S., can I immediately claim for my PR card through my lottery case? Not now. And let me tell you why. You cannot use a non-immigrant visa, a tourist visa, to enter the U.S. to permanently reside in the U.S. And you just declared that that's what you're going to do on my screen. Okay. Or, well, I guess not. You asked the question. This is a question you cannot ask from outside the United States, okay? It's a question that you can, adjustment of status is an option for people that are inside the United States. It's not an option for people that are outside the United States. And if you're discussing that option outside the United States, it's going to cause you a problem with entry. When you enter in the United States, you get to the airport, the Customs and Border Patrol officer says, why are you here? Okay. If you're a tourist, you say to see the Statue of Liberty or to see, I don't know what you want to do in the U.S., Grand Canyon, Yellowstone National Forest or something. So you're a tourist, right? You're not, I'm arriving to adjust my green card. That doesn't work. They will not let you in the U.S. They will put you back on a plane and send you back to where you came from. So adjustment of status is a great option for DVs who are current that are located inside the United States. It is not a great option for people that want to make that decision before they arrive in the U.S. Because at the border, if the Customs Border Patrol agent doesn't trust your answers, they can grab your phone and they have a little machine. I think it's called I used to know what this was called, a P-kick or something. They have a little machine they hook your phone to that extracts everything in it, and then they search it. And they see what you've emailed about, texted, whatever. You don't want to make a decision to adjust status before you enter the U.S. The last appeal from government will cause delay on judge's final order, and good luck. I don't think it's going to cause a delay on the judge's final order, and good luck, because there's no stay on the proceedings, and good luck. It could cause something worse. I mean, it could cause the visas disappearing that were reserved if they reverse his decision. So it's important to pay attention to the appeal, but also know things are still moving. And for good luck plaintiffs, things are moving in two different courts at the same time. We're moving to summary judgment before Judge Mehta, and in the circuit court, the government, we're negotiating now for an expedited briefing schedule. And also the government's trying to consolidate all the DV cases together to be one appeal. We have filed something that said we don't have a position on that. Although it was our idea to consolidate Go and Good Luck. Go agreed with us because it's over the same order. The actual the opinion and the order for go and good luck were on the same piece of paper. So I thought that it would be inefficient for the government to look at that, or two different panels to look at the same order. It's better to have one panel look at each order. So we don't know yet whether or not the appeals will be consolidated. I apologize for rambling a little bit. Does the ones with not DQ and high case number and good luck still have a chance to have their visas? Yes. And let me tell you why. Case number and DQ status are only two factors. There are other factors. The biggest factor, in my view, is the embassy conditions. Because if your case is assigned to an embassy that is closed, that's going to not be good. If your case is assigned to an embassy that is doing better than other embassies, that's going to be good. Okay. So there are other factors also about like ratios from regions and countries. There's we've seen in DV 2020, 2021, where extremely high case numbers have got issued for crazy reasons. So I would not assume that a high case number or not DQ status would be the end. You need to have hope until all reserve visas are issued, and then you can abandon hope. What else was I going to say about that? DQ status. We don't even know if DQ status will be relevant in DV 20 when DV processing resumes for DV 2020 or DV 2021 reserve visas, because there's a pilot program going on right now for DV 2022s where they're not even doing DQ status. I think it's because KCC has proven so incompetent at being able to review documents and let DVs know accurately whether or not they are DQ'd or not, that they have been stripped of that ability to do that part of the process. That's my theory. I also have a theory that they're still getting paid to do it anyway, but that's an aside. How the KCC select 2020 DV for interview? I don't know. That's up to KCC. The judge will not get involved with that. I expect it will be much like that they did like in September of 2021, which means you will be at a disadvantage if you are assigned to an embassy that has not resumed routine processing. If you all didn't know that there's only 10 embassies that have resumed routine processing. Fortunately, we did a little blog entry on that recently. If you want to go to the comments, I'll post the comment. These are the 10 embassies that have resumed DV processing as of February 5th. You'll have to find that in the comments. We know you're all trying the best with heart and soul for us. God bless. Thank you. We know that Gomez has summary judgment now. Do you think government appeal and fight against good luck after getting final order? The government has already appealed the good luck order that reserved the visas. Will they appeal the summary judgment order? Probably, but it kind of depends on what happens in the existing appeals, right? Because if they lose the existing appeals, they may get the hint that they should not continue, something that doesn't work. Dr. Racia asked, DV 2020 Gomez class, how likely are we to be invited for an interview before September 2022? Is there any chance, especially for plaintiffs? I think there's a 42.5% chance. I'm sorry, that joke wasn't funny. I don't know. This is in the hands of judges, not in my hands. And I don't know how you would calculate a percentage of probability like that. I just have no idea how you would calculate it. I get asked that question a lot, but I don't know how I would calculate it. I can't go in the minds of the decision makers. So Mr. Timmy says, good luck, plaintiff. When do exactly will we know about summary judgment from the judge? Mr. Timmy, U.S. federal judges have discretion over when they issue the orders. We don't tell them when they do what they do. They get to decide, okay? So I don't know when. I'm hopeful that the order will come by April and it will tell us what happens next. And that's also when we will find out in the order for summary judgment whether or not Judge Mehta found our arguments compelling to expand the number of reserved visas. Will the court extend the stay sentence? I don't know. I don't have a crystal ball. I need to have somebody that has a crystal ball as a guest. Why Iran and Nepal current separate? I would like to know that too, Shannon. That's a good question. The purpose of the visa bulletin, as I understand it, is to throttle the DV winners so they aren't all set up for interviews at the same time and to spread it out over the 12 months of the fiscal year. But I think that the limiting it of the country thing is strange, and I don't know why they do that. I wish that Charlie Oppenheimer was here and we could ask him, but I don't know. I'm a DV 2020 rejected due to 9645, and my case number is 4500. Do you think I'll get a visa from Gomez order? First of all, Hussein, I want to apologize to you on behalf of the United States of America for having Proclamation 9645 and President Trump as president. You were treated wrongly. I think that you will actually have an advantage when processing of Gomez visas resumes, because your file is already at the embassy, right? I could be wrong, because you may remember part of 9645 was extra vetting after the interview with a form called DS 5535. And we are seeing the Biden administration is still using that form, almost as if they are still enforcing a secret Muslim ban or something. So basically, I'm optimistic that you won't have a problem, but there's a chance you could, just because the State Department likes to push the envelope of what's lawful. Let's hope that there's no problems. I'm sorry, I only know English. I'm stupid American. Okay, so I'm 2020. I went to the interview and I was not accepted. Okay, that doesn't give me enough information to give you any guidance, and you didn't ask a question. But you're still a Gomez class member, so it might not be over for you. It depends on why you were refused. Okay, I'll go ahead and go into this. If you were refused because of education requirements, your path is probably over. If you were refused because of terrorism, your path is probably over. Fraud, your path is probably over. If you were refused just for administrative processing, or because of a ban that no longer exists, like 9645 or 9983, then you do probably have a path. Okay. The more information you'll give me with questions, the better guidance I can give you with the answers. Will the court extend the stay sentence? Which court? Which stay? How would I know? I don't have a crystal ball. As a good luck plaintiff with Ray, I was in Europe. Great. Can you do something for adjustment of purpose? I think you mean adjustment of status. I think it is very unlikely that the Ray visas, that adjustment of status will be available for the Ray visas. The government hasn't told us, but there's something different about the Ray order from the good luck and the Gomez order, and that it was actually tied to the conduct of specific embassies. And so there's an argument to be made that by the government that said, well, to enforce this order, we just have to fix that conduct at those embassies. Now, there's an argument to be made for you that you are a part of this. It's not a class, but you were told that you could benefit from this order, why would it matter where you were to benefit from this order? So I see your argument. The problem is that's a whole new lawsuit that, it costs hundreds of thousands of dollars for us to file on behalf of everybody. So we're not going to do that because there are very few people in this situation. And those who are have the means, for the most part, to go back to Europe for their interview. Okay? Just go ahead and plan on going back to Europe for your interview. Put a little bit of money aside. It'll be okay. My family are DV 2020 visa. We are in the U.S., but my daughter could not come. She lost because of her age, because of CISPA and age out. That's unfortunate. Okay. Here's you are green card holders now. You can petition for your daughter with a form I-130. Find an immigration attorney, hire them to file a petition for your daughter. Now, it's going to take a long time for her to get here because she's no longer F2A category. She's F2B. But I promise you that you will regret every day you did not file this petition as time goes by. Okay, so the sooner you file it, the better. And also, in the meantime, she needs to enter the DV lottery every October because if she could establish another path to get to the U.S., that's great. And it needs to be something like the DV lottery probably, because she will not be able to get it will be a challenge for her to get a student visa or a visitor visa now that her primary family members are located in the U.S. as recent immigrants. There's a presumption that she would overstay the visa in that situation. So they are unlikely to give a non-immigrant visa to her. To Habe, is there any chance for winter DV 2022 to get visa having case number about 12,600? Well, 12,600 means something different in each of the regions. Okay, so you're not giving me the region and or the embassy. So, I mean, I'm not really that good at predicting the future, but if I do, I need as much information as possible. So anyway, there is a chance, but more information would be helpful. Signing up for our interest list. Where's that banner? Would be a good idea because that way we will let you know when we launch the lawsuit that you should participate in to increase your chances. Okay. Hi, Mohammed. Is the Auckland, New Zealand embassy processing visas for 2022? It says on the Save DV Visa website, they have only processed 18. Well, if they process 18, that means they're processing visas. That's what the government will argue. We don't sue specific embassies because the case law is pretty clear that that's a law. You lose those lawsuits. They're not successful. The embassies have a lot of discretion over decisions that are made at the embassy level. It's the policies that come from the State Department at the visa office, Bureau of Consular Affairs in DC, and KCC in Kentucky. Those are the ones that judges can review and find them lawful. So recommend in your situation that you participate in our group lawsuit that we will be announcing at the end of the month. Or if your case is current, get with us about an individual mandamus lawsuit if you have the means. They cost $5,000. Okay, I need to say something very important to DV 2022 selectees. Many of you think that the reason you have not been issued a visa is something that's happening at your embassy. There are situations where that's true. Overall, that is not the reason you're not being issued a visa. The reason you're not being issued a visa is because on November the 16th, 2021, the State Department sent a cable out to all the embassies. We think in order to gain an advantage in litigation, because we have multiple lawsuits challenging a prior barrier called the tiered prioritization scheme. What they said on their website was, we've made the tiered prioritization scheme go away continue what you were doing before, where you had discretion to choose which visa categories you want to issue. Okay, that was crazy because they didn't have that discretion before. They were making that up, okay? But here's the interesting thing. We've been involved in a lot of litigation against the State Department, and usually when the State Department changes a policy with a cable, they produce that cable for a judge to prove that they did it. They have not produced that cable in our Sonny Wilson or Santos lawsuits. They have not produced that cable as a result of a Freedom of Information Act request that I filed. They have not produced that cable as a result of a lawsuit I've filed. Thank you to Alex on my team, Alexandra on my team, for helping with that. And that's pending. We have a pending lawsuit to try to get at that cable. Our firm does. They have not produced that cable in multiple individual lawsuits where we have filed motions for expedited discovery to get at that table. Now tell me why the State Department doesn't want to release that November 16th, 2021 cable. What does it say that they don't want us to know? So that's, if you want to know why the DV program is not going to issue 55,000 visas absent litigation this year, it's because the words that appear on that cable that they don't want us to see. So we will keep looking for that cable. My hope and dream is that we get a hold of that cable before we file our lawsuit so that we can craft it, our DV 2022 group lawsuit. It's the longest answer to your question. You probably never expected that. My daughter was first made it because of COVID. She lost out because of age. Can you help for family member or in U.S., but she is left back home? Yes, contact us or contact any immigration attorney. Can file what's called a Form I-130 petition. If you don't have means, if you don't have any money, you can actually do this yourself. It costs $535 for the USCIS fee. I don't recommend that you do it yourself because there are lots of failure paths. There are lots of mistakes that you could make that could cause them to mail it back to you or refuse it later. You don't want to do that. How do you see the possibility for issuing visas? Well, let me type all these factors in the calculator. Okay. It would be premature for you to give up hope before all 6,914, hopefully more, good luck visas are issued. I can't calculate odds. Okay. I can't. There's no way to do that. What about DV 2021? You mean that thing that I've been talking about for an hour? Hello. It depends. You're not telling me whether or not you're a good luck plaintiff or what embassy you're at, so I can't really give you good guidance. T-Lock says, what happens if we lose summary judgment? How does judge give date for issue visa date, although we lost summary judgment, or we have to ask for next summary judgment? Oh, if we lose summary judgment, it's over. Okay. This is a good luck question, right? The exception would be if we lost summary judgment over a mistake the judge might have made that we could appeal. Okay. A lot of times I get asked, will you appeal the order if you lose? Well, you don't appeal an order unless you can win the appeal. So we have to see what that order is. Importantly, we don't talk about losing. We don't want to bring that into existence. Okay. Let's not talk about losing. I understand the need to do so, but don't think about that. Oh my gosh, here we go again. Is it possible to lose the DV 2020 visas? Don't be issued. Yes, it is very possible. We could lose the appeal. I'm not going to talk about it though. What is the most possible time frame for DV 2020, 2021, and 2022 to be issued upon winning the appeal? Depends on when we win the appeal. Let's say we win the appeal by June. I would argue that the State Department is going to need to issue the DV 2020 visas and the Ray visas and the Go visas by September 30th. They have no excuse not to. Good luck visas, assuming we get summary judgment by then, that we win summary judgment, and we also win the appeal. Judge Mehta has proven to be generous with the government in the past, giving them a year to do DV 2020 selectees, issue those reserve visas. So if you go from a year from June, you've got June 2023. That's a guess. It's just a guess. Is it possible to benefit if you're a Kennedy plaintiff in the Gomez case? Thanks for your time. If you are a Kennedy plaintiff, oh gosh, every question sounds simple, and then I think about it and it's more difficult. There are 5 families in Kennedy that this answer is different for. But for the other 999, most of the families in Kennedy, you are Gomez class members because you were not issued a visa in 2020. And so, yes, Mohammed, Fangjong, and Kennedy are consolidated with Gomez. That's why we are fighting those cases. And so you are a Gomez class member unless you're one of those 5 families in Kennedy who were issued visas before April of 2020. Their DV journey is sadly over. My police certificate issued January 2021. Are I think safe till January 2023? You are correct. How much Nepal GP gets visas? Nepal GP. GP. I'm not sure what GP stands for. Maybe because it's late right now. I don't understand this question, but I hope that Nepal gets as many visas as they deserve. And also, of the consulates that are out there, Nepal, Kathmandu is one of my favorite. They work hard. They know how to do high volume. And when they turn it on, they get a bunch of people in there and issue them visas. So it's a good embassy. I have seemed to be right at an hour. I want to see if grab 1 or 2 more questions. Gomez class member. There is an argument that only those who were scheduled or on AP will have a 100% chance. Is this what might happen? I'm not making that argument, so I don't know who is. I mean, if you're the government making that argument, I don't know. I would say that no one has a 100% chance. That's crazy. What if you were scheduled or AP, but now you were at Baghdad or Moscow or Kabul? I mean, now you're reassigned to different embassies, because the Russians are no longer at Moscow now. They're having to go to Warsaw, where also the Belarus plaintiffs DVs have to go, and the Poland. So Warsaw is a very busy embassy. I don't think anybody gets a 100% chance. That's not how litigation works. That's not how immigration works. How long would it take to get the appeal settled in the appeal court? I don't know. I'm optimistic that we will get this done before the end of the year, and maybe expedited briefing. Maybe it could be done by June. I don't know. We'll see. Let's hope. You guys are doing great. Thank you. Thank you. As you mentioned in every webinar, except for good luck plaintiffs, all the DV 2021 plaintiffs from other lawsuits don't have any chances. Is that true? Nabin, that's not true because of the Ray order. Okay. If you go to our website, type in DV 2021 or up at the bar, and then you go to Ray, you'll find out about the Ray website, the Ray lawsuit, and relief was given to 966 visas for DV 2021 that were assigned to these embassies that are Schengen area, Brazil, Johannesburg, South Africa, and China. So what you said is not precise. Happens a lot, though. It's a very complicated subject. If the embassy is not processing its routine services, which is most embassies, should we start applying for a change in embassy? I don't know if you're DV 2020, 2021, 2022. If you're 2020 or 2021, you can't do this. So don't, if you're 2020, if you're a DV 2020 or DV 2021 selectee, do not email KCC or the embassy right now. Okay, they're already behind and they're not going to answer your email. You're just slowing down the system because while there's a stay, they are not issuing any visas. They're not processing any visas for DV 20 or 2021. So it's time to be patient if you're DV 20 or 2021. Why Congress don't pass immigration reform bill? Honestly, in my view, it's because immigrants are not great at pooling resources to lobby members of Congress. The people that get what they want in legislation in the U.S. Are the ones that pay lobbyists and fund campaigns and contribute to political candidates. And DV immigrants are at extreme disadvantage because you can't give to a political candidate. And lobbying is also complicated. So this actually is a big problem for immigration generally. Immigrant families do not exercise their political power with Congress like they could. And so what we see is when there is immigration reform, it favors like employment visa categories because you have big tech weighing in and they have money to lobby Congress. So generally, if you see Congress doing something, it's because they're being lobbied by people that are paying a lot of money. And DVs are a relatively small number of people compared to 330 million people in America. And so and you can't, as a foreign national, give to a political campaign. So there's lots of challenges on why Congress doesn't do what they should. So can we increase our chance in 2021 lawsuit with entering U.S. by another way? No. I mean, we don't know if adjustment of status will be an option for reserved visas. If it is, the answer is yes. But I'm not optimistic about that, and we don't know the answer. I won DV Lottery 2022. That's great. You've chosen Abu Dhabi. I don't know what your options were, but Abu Dhabi has a big backlog of visas. And but a lot of the embassies in that region have a big backlog. Ankara's is very comparable. So anyway, there's no question. You didn't ask me a question though. Do you know any news from when Abu Dhabi open and start for processing? No, I do not. Thank you very much. Well, thank you. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap up. It's been more than an hour, and I know that nobody wants to listen to me for more than an hour. That would just be crazy. I'm really sorry that this wasn't able to be translated in Farsi. We will reschedule a Farsi Q&A for our Iranian clients that I love so much, and we will let you know when that is. Okay, so thank you for joining us tonight, and remember to drink water, breathe air. We'll keep fighting for you.